Now I know you're into self-help, you're into
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
fortitude, things like that. And time to time, I've seen you do like to read
Mm.
books and that. So, is there a book that you would give your teenage self, or just a piece of like
Yeah.
self-help advice that you would tell your 15-year-old self?
That's a good question. You know, I don't read as much as I would like to, but that's another story for another day. I have read some books. I like audiobooks as well. But one of probably the best book I've ever read in my life is The Way of the Superior Man by David Data.
I know.
Now, this book is, you could call it the masculinity, femininity Bible for young men. And I think every young man should read it. When I read that book, my whole paradigm changed. You know, the way I saw the world, the way I saw the women in my life, even my mom and my sister, it changed a lot. I noticed and I understood why women do the things they do. And there's a massive disconnect between men and women in today's society. Men don't know how to speak to women, and women, I mean, they don't really speak to men, right? They
There's a lot of bumping heads between the sexes.
Yeah, I think
finger pointing, blaming.
I think it's
things,
massively
yeah.
fucked up, you know, in 2023. But if you read that book, it'll change the way you see the world, and it will help your understanding a lot. Like I said, once I read that book, I kind of understood why women would do certain things they do. I understood why women would get emotional over silly things. And instead of reacting negatively to it, like I remember having my first girlfriend, right? And when she would get upset and stuff, I would get angry too at her for getting upset. But then after reading that book and understanding life a little bit more, you're like, oh, that's fine. You know, she's in her feminine. She's a bit emotional. That's normal for a woman. Let me just relax. And it enables you to have a lot more healthy relationships with women. So since I think that that's massively lacking in society, I think Where the Superior Man is definitely the most beneficial book I've ever read. And I would definitely give it to my teenage self. And I'm going to give it to my son when I have one day too.
Yeah, because things of that nature, we don't get taught at all. We have zero
Not at all.
understanding. The school system, society, it doesn't push anything like that towards you.
They don't teach you how to speak to women. They don't teach you how to have healthy relationships with the opposite sex.
Even just communication. They don't really teach you how to communicate with people and build relationships and things like that.
Not at all. And definitely not to the opposite sex. But that's extremely important. If you want to have a loving relationship with a woman, if you want to have sex with women and, you know, have fun and meet new women and potentially meet a partner and have kids one day, you have to know how to chat to women. It's a normal thing, but we don't get taught that. We get taught that in weird ways. Like if you watch some of the films, what we grew up in, you get taught that being a nerd, like, you know, them
Disney fairy
American
tale,
Pie films, or or not American Pie, but like that type of film, or the Disney films. It's like
Happily Ever After.
Yeah, if you're a nerd and you're really polite to women and you're kind of just meek and shy and just be really nice, then you're gonna get a woman.
She'll see the good in you.
Yeah, but that's not the way. That's not the way it goes in the real world. And then on the opposite side of that, we're taught, like, also by popular figures or stuff, that you should just be a complete cunt to women and don't respect them and don't text them back and they're going to chase you. And that's completely wrong the opposite way as well. You know, you need some balance between two, like most things in life. And definitely The Way is the Superior Man, you know, just tells you about just how to have relationships with not just women, but just people, because it teaches you about masculine and feminine, which is the two biggest forces in the world. It's masculine and feminine. Someone's always in their masculine, someone's always in their feminine in every relationship and in every conversation. And you need to understand that dynamic to be able to have nice communication. So, I mean, I went fully in depth there, but
like yin and yang, there's no light without dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Etc.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Masculine and feminine is the same as well. So yeah, understanding that is very beneficial in today's society.
Nice.